Hey guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. I appreciate the support. You guys know that. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see my email address. If you want to drop me a line or send me any type of material that you think will make a good video, by all means, you can do that. But let's get into this, guys. This event happened on January 17th of this year. And it's the story about Daryl Tyree Williams, a Raleigh native, that around 1:30 in the morning, I think it's on a Saturday night, him and his friend were in the car when they were approached by police doing what they would call the proactive policing. And upon pulling these two gentlemen over, a struggle ensued, which left one dead and the other one, I guess, arrested. Instead of talking about it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the news article, and it's out of Raleigh from ABC 11 News, and I'll just basically let the reporter tell you about it. Check it out.
Lauren, this video was very difficult to watch. Daryl Williams, a son, a brother, a friend to many. And at the beginning of this video, we see this man standing, and then only to get to the end where he is lying on the ground, not moving again. For the first time, we're seeing in real time what happened to 32-year-old Daryl Williams, who died in Raleigh police custody 1 week ago today. Surveillance video obtained by Eyewitness News shows the very point the first RPD cruiser pulls up to this parking lot off Rock Quarry Road to the moment Williams stops moving and becomes unresponsive. Within seconds of arriving to the parking lot, Officer Robinson, who was identified in the department's 5-day report, approaches Williams' vehicle from the passenger side. Robinson said he saw bottles of alcohol and marijuana and asked both people to get out of the car. Both the passenger and Williams exit the vehicle, where officers engage them both. Because this video doesn't have audio, we can't tell you exactly what was said by the officers. Nearly 2 minutes from the first officer approaching the car to this moment when there was an attempt to restrain Williams, but he escaped officers and ran. As Williams got away from officers, a taser was deployed. Williams goes down and breaks away from officers again, where he runs across the parking lot and falls. You can see officers chasing behind Williams, and another taser was deployed. You can't tell in this video if it connected with Williams. Police said it did not. Williams was able to get up again, but officers were able to bring him down just a few feet away. Since Williams' death, there have been many questions about the way RPD handled the encounter.
As you just seen it for yourself, what you seen was everything leading up to the point of him getting tased and then having a heart attack and passing away. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the whole video. And if you want to see the whole video, I'll have a link in the description box below. You can go and check it out. It shows the whole thing from start to finish. So what I'm about to do is start talking about the whole video somewhat. So it's a spoiler alert. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. I mean, go watch it now. If you don't, I'm just going to tell you a little bit real quick about what happened. So basically, they were riding around in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was like 1:20, 1:30 in the morning. So they're riding around. They show them pull up to like a shopping outlet where they got a club at. I think it's a club. So they got people in the parking lot sitting in their cars. So what they're doing is basically, when they say protective patrolling, is basically legalized profiling. That's all it is. And they're just going around the cars. First car they went to was a girl with her friend. Opened the doors, seen her. Hey, we saw you in the car. You had your lights on. That's how we came over here to see you. Everything okay? She's like, yeah, but I'm the only car out here. She's like, no. We just, anybody that's coming out, we seeing if they're all right, or this goofy stuff. They walk across the street where it's another strip mall, and it's closed, but they use it for additional parking for the club. When they go across the street, they see Mr. Williams and a friend of his who's in the passenger seat. As they walk up to the car, there's 3 different dash cams, and you can look them up They're on YouTube. There are 3 different dash cams. You can see it from different angles. The thing that's crazy about it is when they walk up to the car, this is the first thing I got a problem with. When they walk up to the car, they see that the guy must have been rolling weed or whatever, and he had an open container of alcohol. And as soon as they get up to the car, they're like, hey, and then they look and they say, hey, get out the car. Get out the car. And they're like, what's going on? And they're like, they keep saying, get out the car. Get out the car. So when they get out the car, they're like, what's going on? Daryl Williams is the driver. He gets out the car and he's very big. He's a fat guy. And when he got out the car, he went and sat down. I mean, he told him to go. The cops told them to sit down. Now they separate him. The skinny guy that's in the passenger seat is over there, and he's saying, hey, what did we do? Why are we pulled out of the car? What's going on? Right? Daryl Williams ain't saying nothing. He's standing there. And this is how I knew he was obese, because he was up there breathing like, you know, you could hear him mouth breathing like Biggie Smalls, no offense. And I'm like, man, he a big dude. And they talk to him and say, hey, put your hands on the car. And he's like, what did I do? Put your hands on the car. Put your hands on the car. And he's trying to talk, and he puts his hands on the car, and that's when they start going through his pockets. When one of the cops goes to his pockets, he finds a folded up dollar bill, unfolds it, and it had bass in it, like a little bit of bass. Like the camera didn't really pick it up. It just showed, it circled it, but you didn't really see anything. It was minute, whatever it was. And as soon as he seen that, this is the part that kind of upset me. As soon as he seen that, guys, he was like, put your hands behind your back. Just going off on him. And the guy was like, you know, he's a big dude. He can't move and his limbs are heavy. So they struggling with him. He's like, what's going on? So he pushes off of him and he tries to run. As he's trying to run, I don't know if he tripped or they tripped him. He ran back towards the light where, like, on the side of the strip mall where they were at, where it's a light where the walkway is at, up to a storefront. And either he tripped or they tripped him, and he fell into the trash cans and trash bags, fell on the ground. All the officers fall, and it was a mess. But anyway, he winds up getting away from them again. And they're constantly saying, hey, put your hands on your back. He's running and all kind of stuff, but he's still trying to talk. And he runs across the parking lot while he's running. Because he's big, he falls on his face, cuts his face up and everything. They land, tries to get up, they land and catch him again. As he's on the ground, this is when it gets crazy. They weren't punching him or kicking him or anything, but they were doing that normal stuff I was telling you about police, where they put the knee in your back and they try to get your arms back. This is the thing that I got a problem with. He was on the ground. You laid him on his stomach. He gotta have a big belly. That in itself, he could have asphyxiated. And the thing that I don't like about these police protocols, they treat everybody the same. Everybody is not the same. I'm small, you know, like stature-wise, I don't have a stomach. You can put me on my stomach and put your knees on my back, I'll feel it in my chest. You put your knees on somebody that's abdominally obese, all of that weight and all of that stuff, it starts to crush their organs. If you put him in handcuffs, guys, put him in handcuffs and just laid him there in that same spot, he could have died just from that over a long extended period of time. And then you put the weight of 2 or 3 men with their knees on his back. He already, he like 290, 300 plus. Anyway, they go to wrestle his arms back, right? And just like I said with protocol, with different people, he big, so his arms are heavy, and he a fat dude, he can't put his arms back all the way. So they go to double cuff him. He's heavy. They wind up cuffing him, but he's unconscious. After they tase him once first. When they tase him, when he ran the first time, they tased him. I don't know if the taser hit him. He fell on the ground, and this is when they put their knees on his back and was doing. He said, please, I got a heart problem. I have a heart problem. He said it multiple times. Man, as soon as he said that, you can look. The tasers, one taser from one area, one taser from another. Up close. Zap. He hollered. That was it. Then after that, you know, they put his hands behind his back. But this is my thing. He wasn't actively resisting arrest. And like, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, he ran. This is the thing. And this is the thing I don't understand about a lot of people. You know he a big dude. Dude, you know they gonna catch you. You know they gonna catch you. They telling you put your hands behind your back. You trying to run, where you gonna go? That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you know he's running and he's saying, what did I do? You need to answer his questions, man. That's the thing. It's like they come up and they're like, yo, just do what I say. They like ignore you. Nobody's going to openly obey a command and feel good about it if somebody is just saying, put your hands behind your back, and you're like, for what? If somebody came up to you right now with a gun on their hip and was like, yo, put your hands behind your back, not saying being fictitious, and they represent something in the community or something that's meant to protect you, but they say put their hands behind your back, you're going to equate that to being in what? A criminal. So first thing you're going to ask is, what did I do? They trying to go past the part of telling him what he did to put handcuffs on him. You understand what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. And I feel he had a right. Hey, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? They're not even trying to hear what he's saying. So the more he talked, the more agitated they get, and then they try to handle him. You know what I mean? Tase him when he was on the ground. The man goes into has a heart attack, right? Makes no sounds, is motionless. When they tase him, and like another thing is they tased him twice, and then while he was laying on the ground, and this part is crazy too, his arms are heavy. Like I said, he was overweight, and they're like, get his arm back. The guy was motionless. They tased him again. They tased this dude again while he was he didn't even make no noise. He just lay there. And I was like, these cops are stupid. See, a lot of times when you got a bunch of people on you and there's no game plan, they all doing their own separate thing. And they're like the Three Stooges. It's like no order or no plan of nothing. One person trying to get the arm, and he pushed another one pulling, and it looked like the guy resisting, and zap. The guy said he had a heart condition, right? A lot of times when people say they got a heart condition, or a lot of people say stuff to police, they don't even hear you. They don't care. They're just trying to get your handcuffs, you in handcuffs, and then they'll take it as they take it. Look, after they were laying there, they went to roll him over after they got the cuffs on him. Motionless. Hey, this guy alive? He got a pulse? They're like, yo, I don't feel a pulse. The cop just walk into the car. One car's locked. He go to the other car, calling it mess or whatever. Come back. It's like 2 to 3 minutes. He's just sitting there. They think he alive, but he not. They think he got a pulse. He don't. They roll the dude over on his side. And I'm like, yo, the way his neck was laying, because he was big, I'm like, yo, that's cutting off his airway right there. Next thing you know, they roll him over and give him CPR. This is my question. And this is why I say they stupid. How you going to give somebody CPR when they laying on their back and their handcuffs is on? He fat. You giving him CPR, pushing on his arms and everything. Go figure, man. That's the stupidest stuff I've ever seen. And it's like, it need to be some protocol, and they need to push police reform right now. Right now. And I'm going to get deep with y'all. I said in my other video, right? They don't see you. They only see the offense or the scenario of something they've been in before, associating you with that offense and how they handled it. They don't see you as a person. When the police roll up on you and you're a big dude or whatever, they don't care about that. Soon as he opened the thing and he saw that little bit of cocaine or whatever, crack or whatever it was, I couldn't see it. He immediately, yeah, we got one, because that's what they out there to do. Let's go around. Let's find people that got what we're looking for so we can make the arrest. And it's a good night's work. Is anything going to happen to these cops? I don't think so. If anything, the biggest thing that will happen is suspension. And I'm going to tell you guys the reason why they only get suspended. They were doing their proactive, creeping up on people, doing the proactive police, protective police, whatever it is, proactive patrol or whatever. protected patrolling, and to find drugs and all this other stuff, they found weed and they found cocaine. They were doing what they were told to do. And that's the thing. In these meetings these guys have and these briefings, they already know what they can and can't do. Now, I will give these cops credit. They did not punch and kick him and stomp him out like in other situations we've seen. But as far as them doing policing work and all of that stuff, the way they handled him, I think was wrong because of his body weight and just, he wasn't really resisting them. He wasn't, besides him running them a couple of times because they wouldn't answer his questions. You understand? And then the thing is, this happened after the Tyre Nichols thing. Maybe he seen that and was like, oh, hell no, and then took off. Something to consider. But, guys, man, it seems like January was not a good name for anybody. I mean, was not a good month for anybody with the name Tyre, man. For real. Think about it. Then another thing is this. Did you guys notice this happened in Raleigh, North Carolina? And they were doing the same thing that Scorpion's unit in Memphis was doing? See that? You know who used to be chief of police out there, and she used to head the Red Dog unit out there in Raleigh? Ain't that something? Leave me a comment, man. Tell me what y'all think about the video. Like I said, if you want to see the full video, I'll leave it in the description box below. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. You guys know that. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.